Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is January the 23rd, 2018. And while I'm waiting for my chat to pop up, let me just remind you that my name is Angie Atkinson, and on this channel, I offer free daily video coaching to help you discover, understand, and overcome narcissistic abuse in toxic relationships. I like to call it toxic relationship rehab. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to be notified when I go live and when I upload a video. And let's get started. So, how is everybody feeling today? It is Talk to Me Tuesday. So, talk to me. Tell me what you're going through. Tell me what you're dealing with. Tell me what you need help with in regard to your relationship or anything around that. Um, Malta is here. He says, "Good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Angie Atkinson." Thank you, my friend. Happy to have you as always. And Ashley Thrasher in the house says, "Hello, everyone." Malta says, "Good morning to myself and everyone." Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I hope that you guys are on point today, feeling happy. James LaCroix in the house says, "Good morning and hugs, hugs, hugs." Well, hugs, hugs, hugs right back to you, my friend. I hope you're feeling well today. It is a beautiful cloudy day here. Sometimes overcast is nice, right? It's not too cold, not too hot, can't complain. Aveline B is here. Good morning, Aveline. I think you're new to the Spanily, so welcome. Brianne Garner in the house says, "Good morning, Mrs. Atkinson." Well, good morning to you and your beautiful face, my friend. Happy to see you again. Shannon O'Brien in the house. Hello, girl. How are you? And Roller Girl is here. Good morning, Angie, she says. Well, good morning and welcome, Roller Girl. Nicole Blotnicki is back. Welcome back, Miss Nicole. She says, "Good morning, good morning, good morning." Nicola Owen says, "Morning, well, afternoon here." How can you tell it's not you being paranoid? You mean with when it comes to the narcissist, I assume. And that's a great question. I think one of the best things that you can do is to, you know, learn about other people's experiences and see how yours compare. If you are watching videos and you're finding that, wow, it feels like somebody's looking in my kitchen window or whatever, that's probably not you being paranoid. It is unlikely that your person is so similar to all of the other narcissists if they're not a narcissist. And I quite honestly, I think the very single biggest uniting factor between narcissists is that they lack empathy. And as a result of that, they treat you like they lack empathy. They treat you like they don't care how you feel. And you might find yourself going, who taught you it was okay to act this way? Whether you say it out loud or not. I used to say it out loud because I'm like that, but didn't go over well. But that you have to wonder how did they get to that place where they felt like it was okay to behave without empathy and to treat you that way. Does that help at all, Nicole? Let me know if you need more information. Let's see here. And we have Leah Nova Scotia in the house. She said, "My work narcissist is having a serious power trip today." Question: what about a borderline personality triggering each other? Well, certainly that could happen. But the power trip factor, it could be narcissists could trigger each other, just NPD types, but BPD and NPD, certainly they could trigger each other. I guess go into some more detail with me about that, Leah. I need to know a little bit more information about what you're asking me. Pamela McAllister says, "Hi, Angie. You're so giving and helpful to all." Hi, James, my friend. Hello, Pamela, and welcome to the morning chat. Happy to have you today. Michelle Bollard, hello, Michelle, says, "My narc just turns up unannounced. Surprise visits with excuses to be there." That's a common narcissistic behavior. And I think a lot of the time it is directly connected to the fact that, again, they have no empathy, but also maybe they hope they can catch you in the act of doing something wrong or, make you feel uncomfortable at the very least. My parental narcissist, who I hadn't spoken to in several years, showed up at my front door a few weeks ago on a Saturday morning to deliver an old family photo that she had of my family on her wall and claimed it was a Christmas present, ironically enough. So, yeah, that was very interesting. Anyway, so yeah, it's a common tactic that they use I think, to manipulate and control in some way. Chani C is here, says, "Good morning, Chani, welcome back," and says, "My ex didn't follow up from my 1 year in the hospital, 1 year old being in the hospital or being sick the next day. Pure evil. His next correspondence was, when can I see my daughter?" Oh, I'm so that's terrible. I'm so sorry to you as well. Yeah, that's really rough. I don't know why a parent wouldn't be concerned about their child unless they were a narcissist who only sees people and children and all kinds of other humans. People and children are the same, right? But big and little people as extensions of themselves, as opposed to um, people, individuals. Yeah. Earth Angel 777 is here. Good morning and welcome. Says good morning, beautiful. Back at you. Good morning. Good morning. And Alexandra is here. Hello, Alexandra. Welcome back. She says, hi, Angie. Been watching your videos all morning. Thank you. She says, I got sucked back into things with my narcissist for the first time, and I'm so overwhelmed. My anxiety is off the handle, and I can't see my counselor till the 30th. Okay, take a deep breath. And how long have you been back involved with your narcissist? And tell me, how involved are you? Are you able to pull away again, or are you kind of stuck again? Let me know. And don't beat yourself up. You know, the thing is that if you're able to pull away again, you should start to do that. If you're stuck again, then you should start to work on your escape plan again. And you can always go to queenbeing.com/plan, that's PLAN, to pick up those freebies if you need to escape again. Cheryl Wooster is here. Good morning and welcome back, Cheryl. James LaCroix says, I'm feeling pretty good. I talked to my best friend on the phone for hours last night. She told me I'm her rock. Well, that is excellent, and I'm glad to hear that she is your best friend. Um, and I hope that you've known her a long time. That is awesome. Aveline says, yes, thank you. You are great. Thank you. I appreciate you, ma'am. And JJ Spade says, good morning. Good morning, JJ Spade. Welcome to the morning chat. Angelica Nix is here. Good morning, Angelica, and welcome. GSX girl is back. Hey girl, hey, how you doing? We haven't seen you in a while. She says Commonwealth, who didn't have enough sense to interview the child away from the narc and father, Angie, more cost fights. So what you're saying is that they interviewed the child while these people were in the room and were able to they were able to manipulate your child into saying things that weren't true. Is that correct? That really sucks. And I'm so sorry. I don't know why they wouldn't interview him individually. Um, I'm so sorry. All right, where was I? Let's see here. My 2 cents is here. Oh, wait. I have my 2 cents. GSX girl says, how do narcissists get people to overlook all the facts? Well, they're very, very sneaky and subtle, and they, people really think that they're telling the truth a lot of the time because they're so good at lying, and they manipulate people into things. And probably your child has been brainwashed to say whatever they want, whether that's out of fear or simply, hey, if you say these things, we'll give you a cookie afterward or whatever, some reward. It's hard to know. It's hard to know what specifically he did, but it is very common. They're very, very good at manipulation, especially when they're, um, I mean, quite honestly, even when they're not the overt type, even when they're the more covert types, because a lot of times they're very intelligent. And so they, whether instinctively or otherwise, seem to understand how to manipulate people. Now, people like you and I, we can see through them sometimes, right? But not everyone has enough experience or basic understanding to see through it. So, yeah. My 2 cents is here. It says, hi, all. Hey, my 2 cents. Welcome back. I had a dream for the first time in 20 years last night. Oh, all I can remember is there was a shooting star. It woke me up, so I made a wish. That's amazing. I hope you wish for something awesome. I love that. That's beautiful. All right. Hello, sunny day. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a minute. Shannon O'Brien says, yesterday my son had stomach issues so much we are concerned that he might have the flu. I took him to the doctor again. He apparently got stomach virus just as he was getting over the bronchitis. Dang, that poor kid. You know, my kids go through stuff like that sometimes too, Shannon. Just do your best to stay strong and hope that he he heals up soon. I know it's difficult when they go through that and it's one thing after another and you're like, geez, can you ever get back to school? But it will be worth, you're a great mom. You don't need to worry too much. But I do understand how stressful it can be for any person, but especially a mom who's trying to do her own business at home. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. So stay strong, and I'll talk with you about that soon. I hope he's doing better today. Alexandra says, I was no contact for like a month and everything was getting better. And now suddenly I'm afraid and anxious. I'm in the afraid and anxious state, feeling like I'm being watched and drunk again. Okay. Well, okay. That makes a lot of sense. You were starting to feel calm and stuff. And obviously, getting back in touch with the narcissist is triggering those old feelings for you. So if you're still in touch with the narcissist, try to go no contact again if that's possible. Keep talking. Tell me, are you living with the person again? What's going on? Or are you just feeling like you're being watched because you broke? How did you break no contact? Talk to me. Tell me what happened. Uh, Privacy is here again. Hello, welcome back. Privacy says hi, Ange and all. Hey, hey, hey. And GSX Girl says she played on her maternal instinct because the Commonwealth had kids. Jesus, the corruption. Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, of course. That's unfortunate. I'm so sorry to hear that. Maggie Chapman says, good morning, Susan Towery. You're beautiful. Love you, chat. Right on, right on. Maggie Chapman, I'm sorry. Um, Vivian is here, says hello from Greece. Hello, Vivian. Welcome. Vivian Viti. And GSX Girl says she doesn't see me. Well, that's terrible because I just talked to you a whole bunch. Can she see me now? Can you see me now? Let me know. Princess Cut is back. Welcome back. She says, hi, Angie. No contact since September 21st. He is ruining my life. I need your help. Well, talk to me. Tell me what's going on. I think I'm misunderstanding something there. I'm so sorry that that's happening. He came back into your life. What happened? Shannon O'Brien says he's better today, but now I'm not feeling so good. Oh man, the life of a mom, right? There's always something, isn't there? Um, I tell you, I go through so many little colds and flus and stuff because of my kids, but I just keep telling myself, I am so healthy. I'm totally going to be fine. And I'm always fine eventually. Yeah, I get you. I'm sorry, Shannon. I hope you feel better, honey. Um, Chantel Lewis says, should I stay away from a guy that wants their girl to be a fan and a cheerleader of him? And good morning. Good morning. Look, I think that we should all, be cheerleaders for people in our lives, but they should also want to be your fan and cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? They can't expect you to be like, oh my God, you're so amazing. And then they're like, Chantel, who? You know what I mean? They have to be like, oh my God, you're so amazing also, or it doesn't fly. So if he wants you to be a fan and a cheerleader and doesn't plan to do the same thing for you, well, I think you got your answer. If he's also cheering you on and in your life and things like that, then okay. But if he's just looking for validation from you and not giving it back, then no, I definitely would stay away. Let me know some more about this person, Chantel. Tell me what's going on with them. Person of interest is here. Hello, welcome. Says my girlfriend banged her forehead against the wall until it bled, and then she came up, oh my gosh, and smeared her blood on my hand, saying if I called police, she'd blame her cut head on me. Her cut head on me. Listen, next time she even acts like she's going to do that, get out your phone and record her act. Pardon me for saying it, but seriously, because that's ridiculous. That is unacceptable. That's crazy. And I think that's extreme. I mean, for someone to self injure and then go as far as to put their blood on your hand and threaten to call threaten to lie about you. I would, as quickly as possible, and the next time she starts doing anything like that, immediately get out your phone. Because even if you could have recorded her saying, if you call the police, I will blame this on you, that would be something, But if you could have recorded her actually doing it, that's crazy. How long are you on your way out the door, person of interest? Are you still trying to stay with this person? Let me know your thoughts. Madeline Gutierrez is here. Hello, beautiful. How are you? She says, good morning, Miss Angie and Roomies. Love is an act of the will accompanied by emotion that leads to action on behalf of its object. It's a choice, unconditional love. Yes. And I do want to add one thing. I assume in response to my video from yesterday. And I agree with all of that except this. Unconditional love is something that I do not believe we receive as adults unless maybe it's from a parent or maybe our children if we're lucky. But if we're being really, really honest, there are things that could happen that we could do that would cause someone to stop loving us. And I think the only people who really ever get or deserve completely unconditional love, for the most part, is our children. And as we all know, there's not always such a thing for people who are the children of narcissists. So I'm not trying to be very negative when I say that. I'm just saying that you know, we have to love ourselves unconditionally first before we can ever expect to be loved by anyone else. All right, moving right along. Um, oh, I like this one, JJ. How do you shut down word salad and the insult "I'm just kidding" tactic? Oh, I hate that one. Um, this is when you stop responding. You know, and you just go, "Oh, that's very interesting." Look them right in their eyes. That's very interesting that you say that. No expression on your face, no anger, no happiness, no crying. Do your very best. You're going to have to fake it at first. I'm going to be really honest with you. It doesn't feel natural to not respond to some of these insults or some of these things. But the next time that happens, I want you to really take a deep breath. And if you have to pinch yourself to stop yourself from reacting, then do that, because what they want from you is they want you to literally just explode. Okay, if you usually cry when they do that, they want you to cry. If you usually scream and fight with them or argue with them, then they want you to do that because they get supply out of that. They get some kind of, like, it's almost like a high for them, right? So instead, the next time you get that crap thrown your way, don't respond how they expect you to respond. Just don't respond, or just go, "It's very interesting." And if they're like, "Well, I said no," I don't know. That's just really interesting. And just don't give them what they want. They want your emotion. They want you to feel some kind of way about it. And you just have to let them see that you're not going to fall for that. You're going to continue to be who you are. And you know that I hate that tactic. That I'm just kidding. I need to do a video on that one. I really hate that tactic. But that's how you shut it down. You shut it down by gray rocking them and not giving them the reaction that they want or expect from you in that moment. And some narcissists, now listen, JJ, if you're being physically abused, this is a whole other thing you need to consider getting out right away. If it's emotional abuse without physical abuse, then you still want to consider getting out. But when that is happening, definitely give them the gray rock. You know, if they are, the thing is, if you're being physically abused, gray rock might cause more physical abuse. And so I don't want to encourage you to do that. If it's just, not just, but if it's emotional abuse without physical abuse, then you can do that and walk away, or just literally change the subject, or just pretend they never said it, or whatever. Because what you do is you teach them that when they treat you like crap, you don't respond in any positive way at all. And then when they treat you nicely, you can respond positively if you choose to remain there. But as always, my suggestion is consider stepping out of that relationship as soon as you're able to, for your own sanity and health. Nicola says, hello, Nicola, again. He stops drinking and then starts again. I think he sneaks off in his lunch break to meet a friend. I don't like it as he drinks. He hides a pint glass under the couch in the house. Try to talk to him and give ST. I'm not sure what ST is. So have you thought of, so he's an alcoholic. He's an active addiction, is what you're saying? I mean, that could actually cause him to behave like a narcissist, even if he isn't one. The sad thing is that if he's an alcoholic and a narcissist, that even if he gets sober, he won't change. It'll just be a sober narcissist. I don't know what ST means, but I do know that nothing you can say or do is going to change him unless he chooses to change. Are you trying to stay with him? Or are you trying to go away? Let me know. Excuse me. Shannon is thinking healing thoughts. Good stuff, honey. Healing energy coming your way. Malta says good morning to Cheryl, JJ Spade, Angelica Nix. Ooh, sorry. My 2 cents. Shannon, Princess Cut. James LaCroix says, GSX girl, they make you through your sanity. I think he means they make you doubt your sanity. You can give them all articles about something and they don't care. They don't believe it. They need more information. Oh, that's true. Oh, that's true. But, you know, the thing that is, I think in GSX girl's situation, that's terrible, is that her ex is with a narcissist, and this narcissist is trying to take her child. And the court apparently is supporting the ex in this effort. I think it's very, the narcissist and the ex, and they're lying about her and telling a lot of just falsehoods. And so, yeah, it's terrible. You can give them all the articles you want, but I'll tell you this much: sharing information about narcissism is difficult if you're sharing it with a narcissist because they will certainly use it against you. So be aware of that. AB says, "Good morning, Angie, and hello, everyone." Hello, hello, and welcome back, AB. Susie Bessie is back. Hello, Susie, welcome back. She says, "Good morning, Angie. 2.5 years narc free. Happy day." Hey, you go, girl. Proud of you. Keep going. How you feeling? Malta says, "Hello and welcome to Vivian." Privacy says, "Got divorced on Wednesday. Congratulations." She says, "However, the narc was there. Didn't have to be. I got sucked back in and he turned on me. Night one had to get his landlady to let me in the house to get car and suitcase." So you're sucked back in with the narcissist now. Or he locked you out of the house after you got involved. Tell me what happened. I'm so sorry to hear that. Princess Cut says, "Change locks. New PFA on no Facebook. He's out. Dead birds, cats at my door." Holy crap. Um, you've done all that, right? You've changed the locks. I definitely, I know that's hard. Definitely glad you got the PFA. Uh, Definitely report that stuff. Report what you saw. Take pictures and or video and send it. Give it to the police and report it. I think that's really really important because even if he didn't do it, at least, or even if they won't do anything because they can't tell who did it, at least get it on record and have it there in case something else happens. Because I think maybe they'll at least go talk to him. I'm not sure. Let me know. All right, let's see here. GSX Girl says, "I got you. I hope you understood me." Mary Content says, "I'm fairly new. Welcome. I feel like I'm ready to start dating and enter a healthy relationship. 22 years with the dark triad and healing for the past 3 years. Excited at my emotional status now." Well, I'm so happy to hear that, Mary. Congratulations and welcome to the Morning Tribe. Happy to have you here. I just did a video the other day about what real love is. I've done videos about how to know when you're ready to start dating. I think I did one of those with Richard Grannon, and I'm working on another video about that coming up in the next few weeks. So stay tuned for that. And congratulations. Shannon O'Brien says, "Hello to Malta." JS says, "Question. Attending a dentist appointment for my daughter today. She's with her dad. Nervous to see my ex. I'm still going through litigation. Any suggestions to calm myself before I go and while I'm there?" Yes. Lots of deep breaths. I would definitely bring something with you to distract you during the time that it's quiet, during the time that you're not directly dealing with stuff. I would not look him in his eyes. If you need to look at him here or here, because he won't be able, or even in the nose, but at the face, not in the eyes. Somehow their eyes have this way of digging into us a little bit. So don't look them in the eyes. I would focus on feeling strong, feeling, you know, um, independent, positive, and, you're only there for your daughter. So go there and be there for your daughter. Being with her dad, it is what it is. So just let it be. Don't get too close to him, but don't act like, even if you feel anxious and nervous, fake it. Pretend like you're not. Don't give him one bit of your emotion. Be polite, but not friendly. You know what I mean? Like you would be with any stranger in the store, maybe, or a parent, at a school event or something. Another parent, something calm. Um, Only discuss your child, nothing else. If he wants to talk about anything else that you're going through litigation, say, "I'm sorry, but I can't discuss that. You'll need to talk with my lawyer about that." That type of stuff. Just stay calm, stay focused on the goal, which is to be there for your daughter at the dentist appointment. Yeah. Um, let's see. Ashley Thrasher says, "I done effed myself up again. I completely broke no contact and hung out with my ex last night. I'm so sorry. I allowed her to use my cats to wiggle back in. I'm extremely disappointed in myself and really embarrassed." Okay. Deep breath. Don't be disappointed in yourself or embarrassed. I could probably guess that a lot of us have been there and done similar things in the past. And it's basically like a drug relapse. And I kind of worried about this because I knew she was We talked about the cats yesterday and how she wanted you to take one but not the other. And as we discussed, she did use this as an opportunity to hoover you back in. So now that you know, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue this relationship again, or are you going to start focusing on what you want again? Because remember, what you're getting right now is the Hoover. You're getting basically love bombing, or you will if you're not already. And she's reminding you of all the good times, because there were some good times with our narcissists in many cases, but it's the bad times that outweigh the good, and that's why we're leaving, because they don't respect us as people. And I totally understand how you feel, Ashley, but I want you to stay strong. Don't be embarrassed. We've all been there. I've been there. I spent a little time with my ex when I left him, but I decided to choose to believe that that was my final goodbye to that person, and it turned out to be pretty true. So maybe you could look at this as, well, one last hurrah, and it's over now, and you're moving forward. Would that work for you? Let me know your thoughts. Michelle, the security guard, is here. Hello, Michelle. Welcome, welcome. She says, hi. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing? Um, Malta says, good morning, Madeline. Read your message. Okay. Or read your message from yesterday. Rose Hargrove says, good morning, Angie. Good morning, Miss Rose. How are you? Welcome back. Happy to have you. And James LaCroix says, good morning to Malta. Heather says, good morning. I worked out this morning. Hey, girl. Hey, Heather Michelle. Welcome. That's awesome. She said, my narc pops up and it's awful. Been no contact for weeks. He's just started up with calling and texting. Yep. Okay. So, Heather, what you got here is the Hoover. He's trying to hoover you back in. So my suggestion, watch a couple hoovering videos of mine and be really strong, because you know that he might make you every promise in the world. He might be like, oh, Heather, it's all I've ever wanted. I'm so sorry. It just took me some time to be away from you to realize how much I love you, blah, 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 blah. But what it's all going to come down to is that the good guy is only going to be there for like 5 minutes, respectively. I mean, really, really short time. I would bet at the very longest you'll get good stuff for a month. And that's like really pushing it. That's if you're not living together. And that would definitely end quickly. If you are living together, I bet you 2 days to 2 weeks, you'll get the good stuff. And then the bad stuff will come back through. So don't fall for it. Stay strong. Don't respond. Stay no contact. If you have responded, give yourself a break and go back to no contact if you want to have this poison out of your life. Tell me what you think. Freedom Lee is here. Hello, beautiful Angie and marvelous Malta. She says, good morning. She says, I'm so glad you're a part of my life. My life is better because of you. Oh, that is so amazing. Big hugs and love to you, my friend. I'm so glad to have you today. Welcome back. I hope everything is awesome for you. How are things? Let's see. Privacy says, then the landlady saw him cursing, screaming, calling me stupid in front of her, full on rage. Daughter testing him. Yeah, she's a runner, not a happy camper. Landlady talking about me to him. Okay. So she's talking to you about him, and how's that work? Is it going? How's it going? She says, gone. You're gone. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Good. Shanisha Henry says, hey, Angie, I'm good because I blocked my ex-narc. Congratulations. Narc sister and mom. I'm so happy to be a part of this group. You are all so supportive. Shanisha, I love that. And keep coming back. I wrote down something you said one day, and it was like, do me before we do we. Wasn't that you who said that? I know you said I just do me before, but I love that. And I'm proud of you for doing it. I know it's hard, but congratulations and stay strong, my friend. I'm happy to have you as part of our family. Maura DeLuca says, good morning. Good morning. How are you, Maura? Hope you're feeling well today. James LaCroix says, Ashley, it's all right. You can always start over again. I agree. Don't beat yourself up. It doesn't help. It just makes it worse. You spend enough years getting beat up, right? Don't do it to yourself. Shannon Davia is here. Hello, Shannon. Welcome. As I go, she says, I'm finding more and more issues I need to work on. How can I keep from getting overwhelmed? How do I keep organized on what to do right now? Okay, take a deep breath. It depends on where you are in the relationship, but if you've ended the relationship, then great. You need to start focusing on healing and focusing on yourself. I really like, and I know this may or may not seem like logical stuff, like the bullet journal idea, and this can work for personal stuff as well. So start taking notes, start I did a video on a bullet journal that will help you. I use it for my work and my personal life. Um, and it's really just a notebook. I kind of it's a I kind of decorated it up. Look, I got some sparkles now. But I have my daily things I do, and then I have little projects outlined and different things like that. It's really really it's a really good program. It's simple. Anybody can use it if they have the ability to scribble down some notes. I have scribbled notes in notebooks forever, and I find that it's a good way for me to brainstorm. But then I lose. I have so many notebooks, I don't even know where I put which things, and so I switched over to this thing, and it works really well for me. There's an index. I did a whole video on it, but one thing at a time, Shannon. You can't. And in fact, I have a three-step method I use: discover, understand, overcome. So first you discover, which I'm assuming that you've discovered the problem now. Okay, so now you know what you're dealing with. Now you have to work on understanding both the narcissist and yourself in this situation. And then once you've done that, then you can focus on the overcoming part. So where are you in that process? Let me know. Malta says, "Good morning, James. I'm a male, by the way." I thought so too. I mean, I knew that, but I thought James might be confused. Yeah, okay. All right. GSX girl says, "Once the truth comes out, Angie, I'm something to rain down the father of hell on her. I'm building my case, my facts, and getting a good attorney. I thought the court appointed would do because the facts. There's some missing stuff here, so I'm going to skip over that part." Michelle, the security guard, says, "Run." Yep. Shannon O'Brien says, "Ashley hugs girl. We've all been there. Get back on the horse." Absolutely, that's right. Victoria says, "Good morning. Thank you for your help." Thank you, Victoria. Happy to help, and welcome. Ashley Thrasher says she flirted with me and was showing off her chest, asking me, "Do you like my shirt?" It was a decent encounter, but I'm not strong enough to handle the games. I thought I was. Hey, again, don't beat yourself up about it. We've all been there. So deep breath and start over. You know, they do know exactly what we love about them and definitely do use it against us when they have the opportunity to do so. So just don't give her that opportunity anymore. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Malta says, "No worries," to James. AB says, "I loved the video about love. The cinematography was beautiful and all the amazing comments and what you said did lots of justice. Well done." Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Malta says, "Good morning," to Victoria. And GSX, oops, dang it, I hate when that happens. I lost my place. Hello, Daib. Okay, hold on a minute. La 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 la. Oh, goodness. Okay. Sorry, guys, I lost my spot. I'm just trying to make sure I find it and so I don't miss anybody. All right. Thank you, AB. I appreciate that. Alda says, "Good morning," to Victoria. GSX girl says, "The child abuse is now making me look like a child abuse, I guess, and these idiots believe her." That is so upsetting, GSX girl. I'm so, so sorry. I wish there was some way to prove this. And because I'm guessing your ex's new narcissist is brainwashing your son. Is that what seems to be happening? I'm so sorry. This is horrible. I'm so sorry that you're going through this. Vivian VD says, "My narc broke when he broke up with me. Told his friend that I'm crazy because I see a therapist." When I found out he said that, yeah, and that's a common thing. That's called a smear campaign. Definitely check out my videos on smear campaign, Vivian. Don't allow, what they're doing when they do that is they're trying to make themselves feel better and look better to other people. Don't allow that to affect you, and don't allow other people to cause you to act out as a result of these smear campaigns. They want you to act out. They want you to get upset and feel sad and angry. So know that and don't give it to them. Gray rock is what I'm saying. If anyone talks to you about it and they're like, "Oh, did you do this crazy thing?" You say, "No, and if you know me, you know better than that. You're seeing a therapist because you were abused, mentally and or whatever else occurred in your relationship." um, maybe even before your relationship if you were raised by someone who was also emotionally and mentally abusing you. So don't beat yourself up. All right. Um, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Fernleaf says, hello, everyone. Hey, Fernleaf, welcome back. Leah Nova Scotia says, I find it very different from the narcissist. I keep getting triggered by their triggering, and then I trigger them back by making a strange energy. I feel it's mostly because I'm changed for the better. Oh, yeah, for sure. They definitely do not like it when you don't fall into their little games. And if you, Leah, are in the process of healing, which I know that you are, yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with BPD. I think it has to do with the fact that they don't like it when you realize what they're doing and you start to, counteract their manipulation. So good for you. Stay strong and don't allow them. When you feel triggered, step away if you can and don't react, because eventually you can change. Don't react where they can see you reacting, is what I'm saying. Then you can change the way that you're being treated. Privacy says made the right decision divorcing him. Now have job interview. Congratulations. Cromulus is back. Hello, Cromulus. Welcome back. And AP 200-388 is here. I'm just going to call you AP. Says, hi, my parents are, and welcome, by the way. Hi, my parents are both narcs, and so are my husband's parents. How do we know when to cut them off? Tried once and failed. The attack started again. I don't know how to protect my kids from their influence. Well, you may need to tell them that you're cutting them off. If they live close to you, it's going to be harder. But what you might want to do is just literally say, listen, this is not working for me. We're going to go ahead and go no contact. If that doesn't work, and when you say no contact, you just want to say, we're not going to be in contact with you anymore. The other thing is to go low contact, but you are the children's parents and you have the right to decide who spends time with your children. And most states do not have any sort of grandparent rights laws in place. And even if they do, they'd have to take you to court to enforce them. And most judges wouldn't require that to be the situation. The other thing you can do is if they are living close to you and you're capable of picking up and moving somewhere else, that might be an option, even if it's just across town. Let me know your thoughts on what I just said and if you need more help than that. Um, yeah. Just so you know, I have gone no contact with my own parentals, and they live about 7 minutes from me. So for the most part, it's pretty good. She doesn't even know my children really, my younger two. Malta says good morning to Fernleaf and Cromulus. GSX Girl says, yep, Angie, stepmother coaches how, yeah, coaches and gets her son to lie. She was horrified. Yeah, that's so upsetting. I am very, very angry to hear that. And it makes me wonder how much abuse is happening on that side of the coin over there where the stepmother is. Something is definitely something's not right. I thought when she had her own baby that she would get over this, but I guess she didn't. She's got some idea of the perfect little just add water family, maybe. I'm so sorry, GSX Girl. Michelle, the security guard, says very sneaky. Yes, indeed. Cromula says emotional appeal. Yep, for sure. And Malta says great news, privacy. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, her narc privacy says her narc will cry and use self-pity and others buy it. Yep, been there, done that, seen that. One of mine does that too. Both of them, actually. Both of my exes are, anyway. Des says their feelings are the facts. Oh, yes, Des. Hello and welcome, by the way. Des Theron. Yes, that used to drive me freaking crazy, seeing that happen with narcissists. More than one has done it to me. They would decide something and that would be the facts. Even if you could literally prove them incorrect, that wouldn't matter. You would think that Google in our hands would make it all better, but it doesn't matter. They literally decide something. And even when it's something that's not a fact type thing, like you did this or you did that, or you thought this or you felt that. One of the things that used to happen to me was when I would get in trouble as a kid, it was, you did this just to hurt me. I used to hear that all the time. You did this to hurt me. And I would say, no, if I was thinking about you when I did that, I probably wouldn't have done it. Just the other night, I had to remind myself not to act that way when my own child, kind of snuck out when he wasn't supposed to be out. And anyway. And I know the same thing. He wasn't thinking about me. If he was, he wouldn't have done that. So, but luckily, I learned from what I went through. So I didn't do that to him. But yeah, their feelings. They do think their feelings are the facts. And I can't tell you how many times people have told me how I felt about something, what I thought about something, and I said I didn't feel or think that way, and they were like, "Yes, you did. I know you better than you know you." Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Earth Angel says, I've been dealing with a psycho for 14 years, and I just learned that he was and is a narcissist. It's been on and off again, on again, off again for the 14 years. It's been a lot of mental and physical abuse. Well, Earth Angel, I certainly hope that you are considering getting out of that relationship because you don't deserve that. None of us deserves that. And the physical abuse part of it is, mental abuse is terrible and painful and soul crushing, but physical abuse, it could be your life at stake, your actual ability to be breathing and heart beating and things like that. More often than you think, those people go too far. Please stay away. Please consider pulling out of there. Do you guys have kids together? GSX Girl says afterward, they bought him a swing at PS4 games and took him to dinner. Oh, there you go. They bribed him. Of course they did. And that's terrible because your kid doesn't even fully understand what he did or said, I'm sure. I'm so, so sorry, GSX Girl. That's horrible. I'm so sorry. That's exactly what they did. They coached him and they bribed him. And that's exactly how, almost anyone could get a kid to say almost anything. I'm really sorry. I wish the court could be aware of this. And the fact that they're not makes it that much worse. It's disgusting. And really, they end up taking him away from probably the one person in the world who wouldn't treat him like an object or an extension of themselves. I'm sorry. Is there any chance you can get him back? Person of interest says privacy. And by the way, GSX Girl, I can't remember how Jill told me he was, but I do know this. Someone very close to me had her two boys taken in a very similar situation with a stepmom and a father, and the stepmom was a little, and she, interestingly enough, when those boys turned 18, guess what they did? They came running home to mommy because they knew the truth. So I'm not saying that it's okay at all, but what I am saying is I bet you your boy will come running home to mommy too because he'll know the truth about who really loves him, you know? Yeah. Cromulus says, misrepresenting your words, distorting what you say, misrepresenting you. Absolutely. Consistently with narcissists. Absolutely true. Yes. AP200, yeah, AP says, and what about narcs that project continually? Is that a form of gaslighting? Because it does seem that ways of dealing with narcissists are by acting with one. Well, sure. And you know what? I don't really think that's the best way to deal with them. I mean, I've made some jokey videos in the past about how, you could be like a narcissist in order to get to a narcissist. But in reality, the very best revenge is to get away from them and live your life well without them. And despite the fact that they exist, you know what I'm saying? Is it a form of gaslighting? I think it is. Projecting, I very often have had a narcissist literally like I would say, when you do this, this makes me feel, or for example, you always invalidate me, or you're always, you invalidated me when you said that. Let's just random stuff. And then the next day or an hour later, they'll say the same exact sentence. You always invalidate me. Or whatever it is that I said. I don't even know. I'm just making that up. But yeah, that's very common, the projecting thing. And very often, like you'll hear them say almost the exact same sentence back to you that you said to them when you were complaining or upset about something or responding to something that they did that was abusive to you. And if you tell them, heads up, y'all, if you tell them they're a narcissist, very often when you do that, they go, oh, and then they Google it. And then they come back and they go, no, you're the narcissist. It's common. Don't tell them they're a narcissist. Just saying. And they use it all against you. It's terrible. Yeah. Privacy says, thank you, Malta, and to think I was sad. Heather Michelle says to Ashley, my narcissist uses his dog to get me to open my door. Of course he does. Heather, I have a client who was dating someone who I believe was literally a psycho. And I mean a psychopath, like literally. And she was sucked back in at one point by the dog. He brought the dog to her house. He was crying and begged her to open the door. She'd been no contact a few weeks. She opened the door, let him in, and then she was abused for several more weeks after that because she was, felt sorry for him. And it's just another hoovering technique. Heather Michelle, don't let him do that to you anymore. Just, you know, they do that. They know that you love their animal or that you shared the animal in the past and you have love for this dog or this cat, and they will definitely use anything they can against you. If y'all had kids together, they'd use your kids against you. They would, and they do. It's horrible. Cromulus says, yeah, Des, exactly. It's My Life says, I'm so confused with how the narcissist is being super nice right now. Ooh, narcissists who are nice. That's a terrible, yeah, that's, of course I'm being docile like it's nobody's business, of course. Usually when they're super nice, one of two things is going to happen. Either the other shoe is going to drop in a minute, or they're doing that in order to manipulate you into doing something that they want. Like maybe maybe the narcissist thinks you're about to leave, and so they don't want you to leave, so they're trying to keep you around. Or maybe you've already left and they think, well, maybe I can get her to come back and give me some more supply. Let me know your thoughts on that. But definitely that's a hoovering and or love bombing move, so be very careful. And or it's a move to keep you calm while they prepare to do something terrible to you in the back, in the meantime, like maybe they're cheating or something like that. Just be very careful, watch it, and don't fall for the falseness of it all. When a narcissist is being nice, it's almost never a good way to go when it comes to that sort of thing. So, um, privacy asks, person of interest, did yours cry? Some narcissists do cry. Oh, yeah, yeah, some of them do cry. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at Malta's comment. Sometimes they cry just to manipulate you. And honestly, let's say almost always when they're crying, it's to manipulate you. Yeah. Or it can be real emotion, especially if they feel slighted or less than or somehow screwed over by somebody. It could be real emotion, but they don't cry for the same reasons the rest of us do. You know, Malta says, I have coffee this morning and it's 7 or 8 units. I drank all mine, but I have more in the coffee pot. I'll be hitting it up after this session. Yes, I love that, Malta. That's awesome. Mr. Juana Lancet is back. Hey, welcome back, Mr. Juana Lancet. Happy to have you. Marilyn Chapman is here. Chaplin is here from Argentina. Hey, girl, hey. Welcome from Argentina. I do not speak Portuguese, but I had a friend in high school who was an exchange student from Argentina. Her name was Gabriela. Anyway, random fact about me, or about Gabriella. Vivian Vidi says, why narcs feeling depressed sometimes? Is it because they feel bad about themselves? Oh, that's okay. Yeah, Vivian, that's very common. They get depressed because, and you might want to watch my video on the collapsed narcissist. Sometimes they feel bad about themselves. Sometimes they're not getting enough supply or attention. Sometimes someone else got a promotion at work and that they wanted or thought they deserved that promotion. Lots of reasons, but they do get depressed sometimes, certainly. And they certainly do take out their bad feelings on the people closest to them any chance they get. Yeah. Yep, you're right. Shanisha says, I had to get rid of a toxic classmate. She's a psych major. Ooh, she tried to tell me that all men are like narcs. I detached. She said the devil's a liar. Yeah, not all men are like that. I mean, there are certainly differences between men and women, for sure. But no, not all men are narcissists, and not all men are like narcissists. So you're right. Yes. GSX Girl says, I now have 3 unfounded CPS charges from this narcissist. She is so flipping crazy, Angie. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'll tell you, I had another client who actually lost her children. This is horrible. Her husband committed suicide and probably may have also been a narc himself. And then her mother came over and freaked out because in the days after her husband did this. First of all, she was very unsupportive during the whole funeral thing, and then she offered to take the kids home with her for a weekend or something. And so this girl could do her mourning while she's doing her mourning, and then suddenly CPS knocks on the door. And there wasn't a lot of stuff in the house food wise. The house was kind of trashed. I guess it had been a few weeks, and she said she had been planning on taking the kids to the grocery store on the way home after picking them up or whatever. And, CPS came in, she let him in the house. They came in the house, and uh, while they were there, a pizza arrived that she'd ordered for herself, but that wasn't enough. And basically they took her kids, and the mother got the kids, or one of the kids. And it's a really, really messed up. And she still, to my knowledge, does not have either one of them back at this point. And, it's terrible. And it's shocking how much damage these people can do. And GSX girl, I think you may recall that my own mother called CPS on me for false charges. And luckily, I was able to, my husband and I were able to show them that none of that was true, but it was pretty upsetting and shocking. Yeah. Nargis is here. Hello, Nargis. Welcome. I missed you. How are you feeling? And she says hello to myself and Malta. Malta says, good morning, Mr. Juana Lancet, and welcome to Maryland Chaplain. Thank you for joining us. Person of interest says, yeah, privacy. She has even secretly recorded voices on her videos on her phone and forces herself to cry and tries to get me to admit to things I didn't do. Oh, honey, you got to get out of there. That girl's crazy. She's going to get you in a lot of trouble. You can't, oh gosh. You don't want that in your life. I mean, that someone like that could literally get you put in prison. I mean, if she's sneaky enough, just please don't fall for it. Please get out of there. What's holding you there? What's stopping you now from leaving? Let me know. All right, let's see here. Malta says hello to beautiful Nargis. And, well, I added the beautiful. I want to just throw that in there. Hello, Nargis. Sister. And Privacy says, Malta, bad coffee. He showed up at a divorce hearing. No, Malta doesn't have bad. I think it's good coffee, right, Malta? Showed up at a divorce hearing, she says, and didn't even have to. I don't understand why he would do that unless it was about control. Again, that's really strange. Control and sucking you back in, maybe. James LaCroix says, my ex would be super sweet to hoover me back, then lovey-dovey once she got me back. Give it a week or two, the abuse started again. Bam. That's exactly the pattern of a narcissist. They, and they know, James, they know exactly, you guys know, they know what you like. They know what feels good to you. They know what worked before, and they know your weak spots. And so they use all of that against you. They get you back. And once they're pretty sure they got their claws deep into you, here they come back. Absolutely, James. And I'm so proud of you for seeing that. It's a big, important thing. Yeah. Malta says, how are you? And Privacy, he says, my coffee is good coffee. I'm drinking Maxwell House this morning, and I'm sorry to hear about the divorce hearing. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I drink 8 o'clock coffee. I grind it myself. It's good stuff. Let's see here. Person of interest says, Privacy says to person of interest, interesting, mine could cry on cue. I'd cry and he'd be cold. Yeah, common. Because again, it's about being, actors almost, right? Doreen B says, my husband had scratches on his arms. He had been picking at them for a few days at least. And one day, after some brand new physical abuse, he said I scratched his arms up and then lied to my parents. Did your parents believe him? That's very upsetting. I'm so sorry, Doreen. That's so common. And that's the thing. I know somebody who, and it was a female, who literally beat herself up and took pictures and called the police on someone for supposedly beating her up, and that person never touched her. It was a little bit scary. It's terrible what people will do. Tanya Lynn is here. Hello, Tanya Lynn. Welcome. Says, my significant other and I went to counseling. After 3 sessions, we are no longer going, and he and she decided that I may be bipolar due to the fact that I hadn't been sleeping at night because of PTSD and anxiety. Okay, first of all, you may be bipolar because you have PTSD. That's not true. I was accused of being bipolar as a teenager by basically my mother told the doctor that's what I was, and the doctor gave her what she wanted, put me on meds that were not effective or helpful at all to me. And if I were bipolar, I do believe I would not be so functional in society today. So I know that I'm not, but I'm sure that you probably are not sleeping and you're stressing out about stuff with anxiety. That's because you're being abused. Do you? And I should tell you, Tanya, that going to counseling with a narcissist almost always turns out just like that. That's because narcissists are very good at manipulating the whole situation. They can manipulate you in ways that the counselor can't even see. They can tell you, well, before you go, they might say some triggering phrase or whatever, or they might look at you in a certain way or say something that sounds innocent, but to you means something very bad and trigger you, boom. And then you're different and stressed out, and you might seem really off kilter to someone who doesn't understand what you're going through. That's why I don't think it's ever a good idea to try to go to counseling with a narcissist to repair the relationship, because it almost never works. Ms. Bonnie is here. Hi, everyone. She says, I'm back temporarily. Well, welcome back, honey. How are you? What's going on? Tanya Lynn is here, says, I'm under a doctor's care I already talked to Tanya Lynn, says, I'm under a doctor's care every month. I go, but I don't want to return to this counselor. Hey, you have every right to not return to that counselor, and I suggest that you don't. What's holding you with the narcissist? What's keeping you there? You guys, do you have kids together? What's going on? Did you already tell me that? I don't think you did. Okay. I've got about 5 minutes left, guys, and then I'm going to have to wrap up. GSX Girl says, I look forward to the day I can expose their lies and get my son back. Me too. If there's any way that, me too. I want that for you, and I want that for your son. And I hope and pray that you are able to do that sooner rather than later. Malta says, welcome back, Bonnie. And Kingdom Princess says, good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning. Privacy says, and found a real interesting video on clutter as a result of narc abuse. Can you do more? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know if people were really into that, but I definitely can do more of those, yes. Person of interest says, privacy, mine is a great act as well. Let me write that down before I forget about the clutter video. I'm sorry, you all know how I am with my, whoops, there went my lipstick. With my clutter videos. I'm adding it to my list. Okay, sorry. I get distracted and I forget things, so it was better for me to write that down while I was thinking about it. Okay, yes, I got that. Person of interest says, mine's a great actress as well. She refuses to go to the doctor when she's sick to gain sympathy from her, social media, associates. I understand. Sunny Day says, the narcissist gets all the breaks. Snowstorm postponed his preliminary hearing for posting revenge porn. I can't say that out loud, but revenge with video. He gets all the breaks, and I'm broken, unemployed, and fear I'm unemployable. Damn, that's terrible, Sunny Day. I'm so sorry. It is illegal to do that, and I don't know how. I don't know how seriously the courts punish people, but I will definitely be looking into that now that I've read this. That's terrible. I'm so sorry. Is there any way that I have some ideas that might work, but I can't really talk about them here. That's horrible. What does your attorney say? Do you have an attorney? What's happening with all that? And you're broken and you feel you're unemployable. I mean, there are lots of things you can do. That don't require anyone to employ you. So think about that. I don't know what your situation is as far as, work and stuff, but if you don't have any ability to make money, then you don't want to be probably spending money on anything. But if you are making enough that you can get into like the Empath Entrepreneur Mastermind, that might be helpful for you, because there are lots of things you can do. And this story right here, what you just shared with me, is something that could help you to help a lot of other people as you go through it. So start documenting it in the process, not anything to do with that P word, but start documenting your feelings about it and the story itself of how it happened and stuff like that, because that could benefit you later if you want to help other people who are in that situation. All right, I'm going to stop talking about that right now because we're not here for that part of it, but I do want you to think about that. James LaCroix says, Tanya, you need to find a better therapist that understands what you're going through. Yeah, and I've got videos, Tanya, on how to choose a therapist that does understand. So maybe check into that as well. Earth Angel says, I truly thought he was the most honest man around. I trusted him so much. Excuse me one second. Sorry about that. Um, I truly thought he was the most honest man around, and I trusted him so much. Even though he had taken my light and turned it dark and stolen my whole life from me and friends. Then 2016 came, and before I knew, where's the rest of this? I can't see the rest of it yet. Okay. They do this on purpose to us and literally do exactly all of that. They take your light from you. They make you think that they're so trustworthy. And sometimes I think we find these people because subconsciously we have some sort of resolution that needs to be handled from our childhood or whatever, and we kind of subconsciously end up with someone like us, or like someone in our situation, like our parent or whoever it was that caused us to become sensitive or empathic. Or I don't know that someone can cause you to be empathic, um, but I think on the other side of the coin, they're so good at showing us this false self. And during the time that they're showing the false self, they really believe that's who they are. And they've convinced themselves of it. And that's why we can't see through the lies, because they have their own lies. And so, yeah, and certainly, and I don't know what the rest of this is, and I don't know if I'm going to catch it in time, but I do fully understand where you're coming from here, Earth Angel. I do, and I know it is difficult. And I'm so sorry. Well, I think that's one of the hardest parts of getting through it. Is obviously you're an intelligent person, you fully understand people around you, but this person kind of pulled the wool over your eyes. And so here you were trusting, and which he wanted you to trust him so much. He wanted you to do that. And so you did it, and you had no reason not to do it, right? As far as you knew. And then when, even when things got bad, you probably thought, well, maybe I'm the one who's really causing the problem. You believed the lies they told you about yourself. So one thing I would say, and I don't know the whole story again because I haven't seen the rest of this comment. It kind of got split up in the chat. But one thing I would just say to you is know that you're not the bad one here. You have that light, and that light is part of what attracted him to you. So don't be afraid to shine it, but also put a little cage around it. I don't mean a cage. I mean like put a little shield up so that you can protect yourself from people like him. But in the meantime, stay focused on taking care of yourself and loving yourself in the same way that you would do for a child or a best friend or someone you really care about, because you kind of have to take back your life by starting with self-love, starting with forgiving yourself for missing who he was because he showed you a lie, and forgiving yourself for believing what he said about you, and knowing that you deserve better, and giving yourself the same type of love, support, advice as you would give to someone you love, like a child or a best friend, or a family member that you really care about, that you don't want anything bad for. I know that sounds silly, but it really, really helps. I'm telling you. Take care of yourself, pamper yourself, give yourself, kind of a little retreat from all of that, and try to figure out where it came from and what you deserve. And you deserve much better than that, my friend. Des says, good morning. Good morning, Des. Bonnie says, mom's surgery got postponed because she came down with pneumonia. Now I'm spending time there. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Bonnie. I know you're going through a lot, honey. Hope you can make it to our next mastermind meeting. I hope you're doing okay. I know that's so hard when you're dealing with all that stuff. Well, hugs and love to you, sending strength and peace your way. Hopefully she's quiet while she's dealing with that. I know her mom is also a narcissist, as is her husband. Malta says, good morning, King and Princess and Des. Tanya Lynn says, I've been watching for a while, but I've never commented. Well, I'm glad you're here and commenting, Tanya Lynn. And, welcome to the chat. And I'm glad you're part of this family. Bonnie says, hi, Malta. I'm on brain drain right now. Oh, sure. Yeah, that'll happen when you're trying to take care of anyone who's ill, especially when they're not nice people and they've treated you so terribly for so long. Person of interest says, my narcissist abuse has turned into physical violence badly. It's terrifying. Honey, you got to get out of there. It's not safe. You have to get out. What's holding you back from leaving? Please tell me. I've only got a second. I really have to get off here, guys, but I want to do 2 or 3 more comments, and then I'm going to have to run for today, but I will be here again tomorrow for a brief one and longer on Thursday. And of course, videos coming tonight and every night. Privacy says, wow, person of interest, mine would get angry if I told him to go to the doctor. It's like, okay, sit there and suffer. Yeah. Yeah. I felt the same way with mine. And I would, yeah, I totally get it. GSX Girl says, Angie, I near lost my shit after this lie. I feel ya. I believe that 100%. I do. I can only imagine. Bonnie says, I almost did too, by the way, just so you know. The only reason I didn't, it was because I didn't lose my people, children. Um, Bonnie says, it's such a comfort to see everyone here. Love you guys. Love you too, Bonnie. AP says, what does love look like between two people in recovery from narc? Question after I had after yesterday's video. Is it any different? Well, I, my ex did, my current husband, his first wife was, I don't know if she was a narcissist or not, but she definitely had major issues and control issues and things like that. I don't know her personally, so I can't say. But I do know that we were both very, very careful in the beginning. We took things really slowly, and we were both, I think it took us a year and a half to say I love you and things like that. We didn't rush at all. We've been together 15 years, married. What is this year? 2018. I think we've been married. We'll be married 13, no, 12 years this year, I think. So maybe we've been together 16. Anyway, we were together 4 years before we got married, and we took our time. We were very careful and things like that. So that would be, and I don't, but he did not have abusive parents. He had amazing parents. So yeah, it can be different. It can be different. People are going to be more cautious. People are going to be more careful. And if you're not careful, you could hurt each other without even knowing it. It's really important for you to take your time to heal first. It's very important that you do that. And you can still, be friends with a person and even casually date a person if you want to, but never take yourself to that next level until you are sure that you are ready to do that. And I'm going to do more videos on that in the near future. So, I'm going to do two more comments and then I'm going to go because I'm way over time now. Alexandra says, not living together. I broke the no contact because of a couple of our close shared friends slowly started blocking me on Facebook without talking to me. He pretended to be different until I was close again. Common. Yeah. Pull back is my suggestion. I wouldn't, unfortunately, when a couple splits up anytime, a lot of the times, unless those are both really, really healthy, a lot of the time the friends are going to go one way or the other. Some are going to go with you, some are going to go with them. And when there's a narcissist involved, if they're unfriending you, that means he's talking bad about you. So just stop. Just stop. I would instead, I would definitely not trust him or them. I'm guessing that he told a lot of lies about you, and unfortunately, you have to sometimes let go of the extra collateral damage, aka the close friends that you thought you had, to clear your toxic energy, clear the toxic stuff out of your life. You know what I mean? I'm so sorry, Alexandra. All right, you guys. Yeah, exactly. Cromulus, she's the one that was with the police. Yeah. Um, Grabbing the phone and keys when they know they're being abusive privacy minded to prevent me from calling the law from leaving. My suggestion to you, my friend, is to get an extra set of keys made and keep your phone where they can't do that, maybe, if you're still in this situation. I definitely have had similar things happen. I've had people break my stuff and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up for right now. Big hugs and love to all of you. As always, thank you so much for being a part of my day and a part of my life. Thank you for letting me be a part of yours. It really does mean a lot to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here today. I will see you later today for another video and tomorrow morning for our usual Wednesday morning chat. Hugs, love, and all that good stuff. See you soon.